How to get a divorce in Spain? Well, here the judge in Spain doesn't ask for a reason, fault or justification in order to divorce you. Anyone can ask for a divorce. But if you're a foreigner living here in Spain, you need to have certain requirements fulfilled already in order to ask for the application of the Spanish law in your divorce. Well, the first thing that you need to have is to be considered as a Spanish resident, which means that you have been already here for more than 6 months and you have the certification that proves that. That document needs to be asked for at the local authority, which basically here in Gran Canaria or in the Canary Island we call them ayuntamientos, and the certificate we call it Certificado de Empadronamiento Histórico. Well, after you fulfill this requirement as a resident, if you have any child or any children, you need to ask as well and submit for the place they was born the birth certification, and if they are in other language you need to legalize them and translate them by a Spanish translator in order to be valid here, because it's judicial document that's gonna be used at court. So the legality requirement of that document are highly important. Well, as I told you, you don't need a fault. If you're a foreigner, you can have your Spanish law applied in your divorce, but of course you need to be a resident. Then the way of getting divorced are many. You can get divorced by a public notary or at court. At court there is two ways: the amicable, the non-contentious, and the contentious one. In front of the public notary, you need to have the document that I already mentioned in order to be able, the public notary, to divorce you from your partner. It's an agreement actually. You need to have your padrón, which is your certificate of residence, and your marriage certificate and the birth certificate of the child or children that you already had. Of course, if there is assets, mortgage, and more shared things that you have created with your couple, that also gonna be dealt in that public notary document. So bring all the certification and hire a lawyer in order to advise you how to share all that assets and obligation and responsibility that you have commit or create together, and now you're gonna spread that union. So what's going to happen to that all responsibilities and obligation, the mortgage, the child, the all things that I have already mentioned. So ask for help from a lawyer, and of course don't hesitate to contact me, because in this case it's always good to have a good deal between you and your partner in order to be not considered as the damaged part from the divorce. Well, any case, the interest of the minor, if you have children together, is the one that need to be over the top. Then comes the adult one. Anyway, as I told you, there is 3 ways of getting divorced: in front of the public notary, as I told you, then at courthouse. So in courthouse. So in courthouse we can take it in an amicable way, which is a document that we submit, which already contain everything what we want, and the judge approve it. Before that, the couple with their different lawyer, everyone needs to have a lawyer, which is very recommendable, and need to draft and submit that to court, where in that document, that contract that agreement need to deal with pension, child visiting, the timing, the vacation, also the assets, the mortgage, all the obligation or responsibility that now going each one to deal separately. And the contentious one, it's the one that need to be in our mind when there is no way to have a agreement with the other person. There is a problem in communication, there is a problem in agreement. So that's when we ask for the neutral part, who is the judge, to solve our problem, because none of the lawyers, none of the parties, none of the individuals that compose that union were able to find a solution to their problems. So that's how we said it takes a lot of time, the contentious, compared with the other way of getting divorced. So I think here the dialogue and the negotiation it's very important to have a very good skills of negotiation, and it's everything actually. No matter which modality you choose, I think negotiation is very important in each one, especially in the last one, because it can take a lot of time, many court decision. It's a trial, everyone needs to bring evidence, it's a conflict between each other, it's who is gonna win, who is gonna convince better the judge. So I think, especially when there is child involved in this, I think it's better to avoid this last one and take the art of the negotiation as a primary option. So that's the nature here of the divorce in Spain. And I would like also to remember to remark that the party, the person, individual that didn't work during this relation, during this marriage, has the right, following the Spanish law, to an pension that we call pensión compensatoria alimony. The Spanish legislator thinks that the person who didn't work during the marriage is in disadvantage. That's why they try to the system tried to protect him or her, because he or she has been at home cleaning, raising child, householding, cooking, educating, and making his or her job, but inside home and not getting paid for it. That's why the person who has been outside working for a company, getting his seguridad social, full of years working, and the national security is very proud of him or her, and not like the other person who is at home and has not that much experience and years working for his future pension. It's a clear disadvantage. So that's why they try to protect him or her from that economical disadvantage. So that's why the person who has been working needs to give a monthly pension to that partner, to his spouse or her spouse. So basically the judges used to give the custody to the mom, but currently they are taking as a preference the joint custody, which means that both parents can enjoy the child and the child can enjoy of both parents, which is very healthy for the child, that can see that the co-parenting is a thing, and he has or she has both of her or his parents together taking care of him or her. I highly also recommend it, and for the benefit and interest of the child, as we said, at the end, all this procedure is all in favor fili, and that's what needs to be on the top of all the interests that we have been talking about. So is the child interest the most important? Well, I think I have mentioned all the main points in order to be a bit more familiarized with the Spanish divorce procedure modalities that we have currently in Spain. Anyway, don't hesitate if you need help to contact me, and I will provide you for further information and help you to understand more the Spanish legislation.